Today we're learning about the first of the 7 Hermetic Principles, the Principle of Mentalism.
Enter a world of enchantment, of enlightenment, Meg's magical mansion.
Come, whoever you are, to Meg's Magical Mansion, a virtual guest house for spiritual wayfarers, a place where the ordinary becomes magical, where wisdom is yours for the asking, and where your higher nature is just a wish away. Thanks for joining me here today at the Magical Mansion. I'm Meg, here with my beautiful little assistant, Miss Alice Poopers, and of course, we're joined by the scrumptious Miss Parfait.
Charmed.
And today I'm so excited, we're kicking off a new series here on the channel. You people who watch the channel know that I am definitely into the occult and I'm a chaos magician. I spent a lot of years studying and learning and working with practical magic and witchcraft. But because I am old, guys, before that, I know she laughs, but it's true. Before that, I spent many years deep in the New Thought tradition. And before that, I spent many years studying Buddhism.
And there are some in the witchcraft community and in the New Thought community that think that they're not related. But we're going to go back today to one original source for both the occult community and for the New Thought community.
That's right. We're going to be taking a deep dive into the Kybalion. This book was written in 1908, and the authors are somewhat mysteriously listed as the 3 initiates. The book gives us the backbone for both occultism and New Thought with its 7 Hermetic Principles.
And these principles have been passed down through thousands of years, and they're considered to be the master key. This master key that can open up many of the inner doors of the Temple of Mysteries.
And because these principles are the basis for occultism, as well as New Thought traditions, we can clearly see that these two are related. They're kind of like kids and cousins.
Ooh, that sounds interesting. In some places at least,
Some places it's legal.
Where I grew up at least. Anyway, so where did these 7 Hermetic laws come from? Where did they originate from, these laws and practices? Well, today we're going to go back thousands of years and take a look at who gave us these principles and why.
These ancient laws or principles are attributed back to Hermes Trismegistus, who ancient Egyptians called the Great or the Master of Masters.
And it is said that Hermes Trismegistus was the contemporary of Abraham, and the Kybalion actually calls him the great central son of occultism.
In the foreword of the Kybalion, it states that all the fundamental and basic teachings of every race may be traced back to Hermes. Even the most ancient teachings of India undoubtedly have their roots in the original Hermetic teachings.
And what are some of these important principles, and how can we use them to help inform our spiritual journey?
Well, the 7 principles are the principle of mentalism,
the principle of correspondence,
the principle of vibration,
the principle of polarity,
the principle of rhythm,
and the principle of cause and effect.
Ow! Hey!
Oops.
And the principle of gender.
Yeah. Over the course of the next few weeks, we're going to be taking a close look at each of these important principles and how they can help explain not only our place in the universe, but also the universe itself.
And we're going to start off today with the first principle, which is the principle of mentalism.
And this principle embodies the truth of all is mind, which is, wow, that's so complicated, but so simple at the same time, all at once. It's a little overwhelming, so we're going to learn a lot more about this very important principle.
The first of the Hermetic Principles is the principle of mentalism. This principle states that the all is mind. The universe is mental. But what does that mean? Our worlds, the planets, solar systems, galaxies, universes are all a mental creation. That's right, everything, the material universe, all the phenomena of life, matter, energy, in short, all that is apparent to our material senses is spirit. And spirit is itself unknowable and undefinable, to quote the Kybalion. And this spirit, or all, is a universal, infinite, living mind. Everything is an expression of this living mind. We live, move, and have our existence inside the mind of the All. That's right, the universe as a whole and in all its parts has its existence in the mind of the All. So, is this reality we find ourselves in even real? The universal mind has created everything by just thinking it up. Everything. And this principle tells us that we are part of that endless living mind. We inhabit it. We are the living manifestations of that universal mind, along with everything else we can perceive or imagine. Understanding of this great Hermetic principle of mentalism is important because it enables us to readily grasp the laws of the mental universe and to apply them to our well-being, and so we can get ahead to our advancement. This first principle of mentalism opens the gateway to the other 6 principles. And this concept of mentalism, when applied with intelligence to the great mental laws, is how we manifest a world of our liking. If we fail to understand this principle, or when we use it in a clumsy, haphazard manner, then we fail to manifest the reality we truly desire. And that's why some people wonder why they struggle to manifest the things they want, while others seem to do so with great ease. It's a fundamental understanding of this first principle. This principle, which is a master key to unlock all the knowledge and mysteries of the universe. To quote the Kabbalion, with the master key in his possession, the student may unlock the many doors of the mental and psychic temple of knowledge and enter the same freely and intelligently. One of the old Hermetic masters wrote long ages ago, "He who grasps the truth of the mental nature of the universe is well advanced on the path to mastery." Understanding that everything that ever was, is, and will be is a manifestation of the universal mind is critical to grasping this principle. Reality is not physical. It is a mental construct, a vast mental projection. The world we inhabit, which seems solid and concrete, is an elaborate mental construction, and our individual minds have an unbreakable connection to this universal mind. We are part of the universal mind. Your thoughts, dreams, ideas, creations are all part of the vast universal consciousness. And yet somehow we so often feel alone, separate and isolated in our little 3D bodies, feeling like we've just lost touch and have no communication with the universal mind. Our human mind is limited by the conditioning, the experiences and perceptions it has received in this one lifetime. This creates an illusion of being separate from the universal mind. But as Buddha said, everything we are is the result of what we think. The mind is everything, and all matter is derived from consciousness. And focusing our attention and observing things has the power to change reality. Because, reality is just mushy. It's soft, malleable, and pliable to the conscious mind. That reality, which we think is so static, solid, and unchanging, is actually open to our thoughts and suggestions, especially when we observe and interact with that reality, when we are creating new and novel things to improve that reality. The mind is often compared to an ocean, where each thought sends out ripples. This ripple effect is how we manifest our ideas into reality. The mind is the key to all creation, so our ability to create depends on our ability to focus our attention. And in our modern day world, our attention has become our most valuable commodity. Social media, advertisers, boring old jobs that we hate, mindless TV shows and video games. These things pull our attention away from conscious creation. Society has evolved to demand all of our attention, screaming at us to focus on a reality TV show or a TikTok prank, rather than using and focusing and concentrating our attention on creating the reality we want. So I'm challenging you to unplug a little bit more often from all those distractions. Consciously choose to spend more time meditating, being mindful, and consciously co-creating with the full force of your mind. Build the life you want by exercising the might of your mind. Create the reality you deserve by co-creating with the great universal mind. Develop your ability to focus and listen to that universal mind and let it guide you and co-create with you. Everything is mind. Our experiences here are mere reflections of our thoughts. So think wisely with focus and care, my friends.
Well, that's the first Hermetic Principle. Like I said earlier, simple yet complicated.
That's the way I like it.
And she would, of course.
Anyway, next time, make sure you come on back, because we are going to be taking a look at the second principle, the principle of correspondence.
Oh, I know this one. Isn't that like the one that's like above as below or below as above?
Yeah, or as you usually say, as hunky so Twinkie, as Twinkie so hunky.
Oh yeah, well, you know, they're all just hot guys in the end, let's be honest.
Well, make sure you join us next time to find I'm all about it. And in the words of Buddha, 1,000 candles can be lit from a single candle, and the life of the candle will not be shortened. Happiness never decreases by being shared. So thank you for sharing your time and attention with us here today at Meg's Magical Mansion. Until next time.
Toodles! Bye!